On the 25th of August, 2024, at this table, I drew attention to the NIMC data breach and the story of sensitive personal data of Nigerians being traded on the internet. I noted the assurances of the Minister of Communication in June 2024 that the data breach will be investigated and the breach will be stopped. Over a year after this assurance, you might be tempted to ask what has changed. Well, nothing much. There has been no publicly disclosed conclusion to the investigation, no follow-up statements, no press releases, no published reports of findings or outcomes, and no enforcement actions. There is also no evidence of public sanctions, fines, or enforcement actions against the NIMC or implicated websites. This is why it came with no surprise, the fresh FIJ exposé that NIMs and BVNs of Nigerian citizens remain available for sale online for as little as 150 naira. Using only phone numbers, FIJ was able to access NIN and BVN linked information of 3 Nigerian journalists. Section 14 of the NIMC Act 2007 gives the NIMC sole responsibility for establishing and maintaining the National Identity Database. Section 28 makes it a criminal offense to, without lawful authority, access, disclose, sell, or use identity information. Section 48 and 49 of the National Data Protection Act, NDPA, goes further to empower the NDPC, that's the National Data Protection Commission, to impose heavy penalties for those data violations, including fines of up to 10 million naira or 2% of a company's gross annual revenue. It's then ironic, or rather hypocritical, that the same commission that was quick to fine Fidelity Bank over $378,000 for a data breach is dragging its feet when it comes to holding the NIMC to account. To Minister Bosun, can we have the report of the investigation you commissioned since June 2024 into this data breach? Will you be kind to share any compliance audit and enforcement actions taken? We cannot overstate the risk to individuals from identity theft and cyber crimes due to these data breaches. The minister holds it a duty to Nigerians to go beyond cosmetic assurances to actually providing guarantees of data security. Minister Bosun, we dey wait.
So we're back to this issue of holding public officials accountable. Yesterday in the news, it was announced that the CEO or the head of Ofwat, the water regulator in the UK, was resigning. And why was he resigning? There were allegations, reports, damning reports of shortages, the sewage spilling, just lots of failures. And as a result, he had to resign. In fact, they're scrapping the entire agency and setting up something new. This is when a government is responsive and accountable to its citizens. But once again here, it just continues and we ignore these things. There are failings. And from what you've shared, it is the sole responsibility for NIMC. NIMC has someone who is responsible for this. And nobody's holding them responsible. The head of NIMC should give account and probably resign. Yes, because...
Resign?
Yes.
In this country?
Well, or be showed, to a brighter future. Yes. And,
what she is saying is basically that we live in a society where might is right. Okay? When those in authority, when they fail, it's okay. But if there's a fine, if there's someone to punish, it's very swift.
Yes.
Like very swift and efficient, that you'll be wondering why, okay, on this end of it is swift. Why is it on this end? Crickets, as she will say, nothing. But now, let's also go back to let's say, underlying cause. The minister, I know he's sound in tech and all that. But let's take the leadership we have all over, at all levels. How many of them in government know the implication of and importance of databases, data privacy, data protection?
There's a law. We have a law, addressing that.
We have about 500 laws.
The NDPA.
How many of them even are aware of the law? No, even amongst the leadership, not amongst the people now. I'm coming so it's not something that it's on their radar. Your advocacy is like an extension of my own somehow. It's not even on their radar. That's my point. They have other in their head, they have better things to think about. They don't know the implication. And no matter how much we speak about these things, it seems it's falling on deaf ears. Just go and defect. That's my just go and it's just politics.
It's quite sad that 1 year in that we still don't have any form of feedback on the investigation that was concluded. I'd like to say a lot of Nigerians, referencing what Anta said, understand cause and effect and consequence management. Even the people selling the data, they don't particularly understand what it is they are doing. And as far as there are no consequences, there will be continuity. So again, someone needs to be scapegoated, even if it's just to deter the others participating in the racket. I'd also like to say we collect a lot of unnecessary data in this country. And very few organizations comply with the National Data Protection Regulation. Like your data is literally everywhere and anywhere.
That's right.
You know, so whenever they're asking me inappropriate, I always ask, why are you asking? How is this relevant to what it is I'm trying to do with you? Why are you seeking for my personal information? You know, and then they back down and say, oh, that is just how we do it. No, I need to know why you need to have my BVN because I want to buy a dress from you. Like, how is that relevant? Or why you need to have my my alternate phone number. It's just a dress and buy. I'm not interested in getting, I don't want to hand over my personal data to you for you to exploit for other things. So Nigerians generally, beyond the NIMC data breach, we need to be more intentional about the kind of data we share and the relevance to the organizations we're sharing them with.
Yinka, your advocacy is about accountability and following through.
Yeah.
You have promised us, Minister Bosun, that you're going to investigate. We've been waiting all along. I join Yinka to ask, where's the result of the investigation? Because I don't want to start making analysis, going into analysis before we get the investigation. That's number one. At some points within the first 1 year of this administration, an app was launched. They said the app was going to be for us to give feedback about the performance. Thank you, the performance of the ministers. And I remember, you know what I remember, because I wanted to do an advocacy around it. So I said to myself, let me wait. Let's wait and see what's going to become of this. As you can see, it doesn't look like they're getting feedback from the people. And it looks like that app is sleeping right now.
Actually, the app has been in existence probably for up to 4 or 5 years. I've used it twice to get my tax returns.
The one for the performance of the ministers?
Yes, well, it's the government. It's called report. If it's the same or report.gov.ng.
No, I don't think it's
because that one I've used it twice to get my corporate tax returns.
No, this one is for performance of ministers.
I think it's managed by Adida.
But even this one, you can report on there. But people don't believe, so they don't use it. I tried twice. And you
got the response?
I got people from FIRS calling me that, the presidency is on this. Please, they gave me my tax clearance 2 years in a row because I reported on there.
That's great. I'll use it.
That's kind of feedback is very important. Yes.
Fabulous. So I mean, that's my contribution. We need to have our ministers take accountability seriously, and please give us where we can, air our views or write something about if a minister is not performing. We should have a place where we can report that centrally without anybody persecuting you.
Or here.
Yeah.
So, Minister Bosun.
We are waiting.
Unless you want the NIMC to be tagged a farce on a lawless entity, I would say that the time for robust guarantees rather than cosmetic assurances is long overdue.
That's right, Yinka. Many will agree with you about that. We can neither afford cosmetic assurances nor disproportionate displays of largesse.